Okay guys, so a change of plan. I'm not going to do I'm not going to do the label tree. Although funny enough, I mean it still is going to be a label thing, but maybe not a label tree. So anyway, I'm just in the process of changing some things around. So if you just bear with me, I'm just trying to adjust this as well so that you can see everything and me, hopefully. I don't know. Right, so at the moment I'm trying to stabilise this bottom piece because I found that it's not that stable, and I think what I'm going to do is, although in terms of transporting this anywhere if I ever needed to, I'm thinking that I wanted to keep it so that you could take it apart, but like I said, it's not very stable as it is, so I'm going to end up gluing it all together. So I've got my trusty glue gun, hot glue gun. So I'm hoping that I can just glue this all together, and if I ever need to take this to an exhibition or anything, if it ever does go that way, it might not, then it just means it's going to be a little bit awkward to transport, really. So, but hey ho, I guess at the end of the day, just as long as it stays in one piece, I guess. Put a bit more there. Right, hopefully this will stick together. Right. Okay. I've never made one of these videos before where I'm sort of like making something, and I think I've done a painting or something, and I did start doing this a little bit back, but thing is that I don't know, I'm not used to turning away from the camera necessarily, having my back to it and talking and doing something all at the same time. To be quite honest, I much prefer to be doing one thing or the other. I guess in some ways, typical bloke, I can't multitask. I find it a bit difficult, to be quite honest. So, right, sorry, bear with me a second here. I'm just going to fill some of these little gaps here with this. So it might be a little bit messy, but hey ho, like I say, I mean, just as long as it does the job and holds it together, I guess, that's the main thing. And I can always tidy it up later at some other point. Now, you see that's pretty stable, this bit, so I'm wondering whether I don't bother gluing that bit, and then at least I can take it into two pieces, rather than have it as one whole piece. But either way, I mean, see, the thing is, I'm not saying that I'll ever get another exhibition, although there's a few opportunities at the moment actually that I'm not actually affording myself the opportunities of exhibiting some of it. It's not just purely, it won't be just my it's part of larger exhibits and stuff and what have you, and there's a few of these knocking about at the moment. They're free to enter, they're open to most artists, both professional and non-professional, and I keep getting sent these emails and keep getting stuff in the post, but for whatever reason I just not applying to it. Not sure exactly what that's about at the moment, but anyway, thing is that, so basically the point I'm getting at is that there are opportunities. There are opportunities for me to be able to, they might not be like a million opportunities, not like vast, but there's enough for me to at least participate in some exhibitions. Anyway, thing is, there's another one at the Bethlem Royal, which is a psychiatric hospital, and they've got an affordable art fair thing on soon, sometime in December or November. No, I think, anyway, just got a letter through from it about it now, and you can sell your work, that's if it does sell, They take 10% commission, which is not bad. But the maximum you've got, you can only sell whatever pieces of work you put in, and it doesn't have to be painting. It could be all sorts of different media. But wherever you submit, the maximum that they're saying that you can sell it for is 150 quid, and then they take 10% of that. Anyway, thing is that, so like I say, you know, if I say I finish this and I want to take it to the exhibition, transporting it will be a little bit awkward because I don't have my own transport or whatever, and it's still quite delicate. Even when once it's glued, it's going to be fairly delicate unless I reinforce it with something. I'm not sure what yet. Maybe I'll put stuff inside the tubes itself. There's no reason why I shouldn't do that actually when I think about it, and then it gives it a bit more integrity, a bit more strength. Actually, now that I think about that, I might just do that actually, because it might be worth doing, because there's no reason why it has to be hollow. Do you know what I mean? It's just that it was a tube and it afforded itself. It was just, like I say, I am not a very organised or very methodical, or I'm very lazy. I am, and I'm a very lazy person. I admit that. I'm a lazy person, and if I can cut corners to do something quicker, to be quite honest, I will. And that's not good. And I'm not saying that's you know, I'm not particularly proud of that fact, but that is a fact. You know what I mean? And the thing is that, you know, if I can do something an easier way, I will. And so, like I say, I'm not very precise on measurements and this, that, and the other. I tend to do a half-hearted, to use an American euphemism, I do a half-assed job. No, hang on. Yeah, is that right? Half-assed? Half-assed? Oh God. Anyway, see, I can't even do that right. Anyway, never mind. The thing is, like I say, so basically I tend to think of things as I go along. Do you know what I mean? So I haven't got a really absolute 100% blueprinted, I's dotted, T's crossed plan that I know exactly what I'm doing. Basically, most of my art projects and artwork and what have you will, you know, especially something like this, if it's something I've never done before, never really tried, something instead of just my usual painting, well, whatever sort of thing, we're painting, but mind you, even when I'm painting sometimes, you know, I'll be painting something, it'll start off as one thing, and then it might end up as something else, because I'll be painting and then something else will strike me and I think, oh, that looks actually better, do it that way, and I'll just do that. So things tend to be much more organic, the things I make or the things I do. Anyway, like I say, I've just thought about filling this up. Right, so that's what I'm going to do now. Question is, what do I fill it with? Something not too heavy, but something that's got a bit of strength to it. Right, okay, I think what I'll do is I'm going to stop the vlog, because of course the thing is, this is the other thing about doing vlogs and trying to make something at the same time. I've seen loads of people do stuff like this. There's tons of people out there, and obviously do hell of a lot better job than I do. And they, from making coffee tables to making all sorts of flipping stuff, and I've noticed that they all have different ways of doing it. Some will sort of like leave the camera rolling and just do whatever they're doing, and then when they upload it, they sort of, in certain parts, they'll speed it up so that it's like a time-lapse thing and you just whiz the way through it. And then other people will like literally stop the thing in stages, so they'll do a particular stage and then they'll stop the vlog, they'll do the next bit that may be laborious and takes time, and then they'll start filming again, that next process, whatever. So I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do it, but obviously it'll get a bit boring if I just leave it running and, do you know what I mean, whilst I'm faffing about. So I will stop the vlog now, and then hopefully I'll start filming again once I've got to the next bit. Right, so I'll leave it there for now, and I shall catch you guys in a bit. Bye for now.